Alright. Hello everybody and welcome to the very last, maybe, very last stream is the idea at least, of the 10,000 signs per minute mega base, fully belt based, no train network, no bots, everything goes on belts. What you're looking at now is one of the weirdest belt. This is not really a monstrosity, this is a work of art. The pizza slice splitter. Pizza slice splitter, say that time 10 times fast. Right, so this is actually a part of the purple science build. I just put blue and red chips on there for the moment because it's a little bit more visual, but originally it's meant to be grey steel and grey bricks, so that doesn't really give quite the same effect. Right, hey Odium, thanks for the 12-month subscription, man, a full year. That deserves a rocket indeed. Let's load back into the actual game, or well, we were in editor mode at the end of last stream. Still, we were designing the rocket control units, which meanwhile have been booted from the game. Those have been finished. All we need to do is put some robots, radars, make a blueprint, and then we can place the very last build, the very last production build in the actual world. Loading times are getting long. Thanks Suicidal Sheep as well for the 10-month subscription. Alright, so this is the scale of rocket control units. In Factorio 2.0 you no longer need the speed modules, you just have the blue chips. The speed modules can be forgotten about for the rocket. Here we still need to do these things, rocket control unit. The advantage is we have an extra step with 40% productivity in there, so we need less blue chips. But the trade-off of course is for every blue chip we need one speed module, so in overall rocket control units for the rocket is still a lot more expensive. And indeed we need almost 3 full belts of the things. I think we have 2.7, 2.8 belts of the things. We have designed it over here. This part is the rocket control unit build. This is the rest of 10,000 signs per minute. Blue chips, low density structures, purple signs. Here is yellow and purple signs, eventually. Another monstrosity right here, not moving at the moment. But that is 28 belts of rails into purple signs, combined with one single belt of furnaces and productivity modules. We're gonna have something similar for yellow signs. And we have blue signs, green signs and red signs, the early ones down here. Fairly small. Fairly small compared to the purple and yellow and space signs area. And then this is our starter base, like this tiny square here is our starter base. This and this brick outline, this is the entire starter base, which got us to the 1000 signs per minute base, which is over here. Currently we are being powered both by nuclear power. We've got a tileable nuclear reactor which still adheres to the rules of the old fluid system. So we have a lot of pumps in there to move everything around at the appropriate speeds. So we'll have to design a new one. And over here we've got, in comparison, the almost 2 million solar panel large solar field with over 10,000 roboports and whatnot. That is going to power the 10,000 signs per minute base. As a comparison, this is the area of nuclear power which would have the same power output as this solar field over here. Thanks Mergelmoes as well for the 6 months Prime subscription. Alright, I got a new mouse, so I can click again without the mouse going nuts over like multiple clicks every time. So copying stuff should be a smooth experience instead of something like this. Now we can just do this again and paste it however we want. Alright. So plan for today. Finish up the load in, or the rocket control units. We need to put some roboports on there so the bots can build it like we did with the rest of our base. The bots can then travel along this bot highway, which has like a high density of roboports. And they can recharge en masse. So the throughput of a bot network is basically how many roboports you have, at least in Factorio 1.1. In Factorio 2.0, the construction bots can fly up to 10 times as far on a single charge if you have legendary bots. And even the basic ones fly twice as far. And then of course you can have like legendary roboports and whatnot to charge faster, etc, etc. We don't have that luxury, we need to do the old way. So that's part 1 of the plan. Then we make a blueprint of the rocket control unit, load the actual save, put it in there, connect the bot highway. It's interrupted at the moment, so we can micromanage our bots a little bit better, because here, unlike in Factorio 2.0, they can still get stuck if they try to fly out and don't find a roboport to charge up. They will just fly back in an infinite loop. It also has been fixed in Factorio 2.0, but here we still are very carefully micromanaging our stuff. After we do that, I think it is time for the starter base to go, because we've got a 10,000 signs per minute variant of this thing waiting to be built. This was the variant for the 1000 signs per minute with 10 rocket silos. So extrapolating that, let's have a quick look at it. It is somewhere in this blueprint book over here. Oh, that is a very... This is how it's gonna look basically. This is the design. Zoom in a little bit. We've got the labs on the outside again. And a giant wave of psychedelic rocket silos which will launch rockets non-stop. 98 rocket silos which will all launch rockets once every 10 minutes in a sort of semi-synchronized fashion we are going for. Not perfectly synchronized, but just a massive ordeal of rockets launching just after another all the way over crisscross. That is the goal. And then we're gonna research 10,000 signs per minute in all those labs surrounding this. And we've got the train coming in which unloads the science packs in here. We still gotta do something about that, because we are gonna beat this without the goal was to beat this without using rail signals. So we can have trains, and we do have trains. For instance, we have a train bringing a very normal train, bringing solar panels, speed modules over to the base with a very strong shape to turn itself around so it points the right way. It's very important that you point your strong shapes the right way. We've got also a nuclear power train, which is a smaller variant of the strong shape. Those are crossing each other. We've had 3 accidents so far on this unsignaled rail crossing. The last accident was on day 1294, and now we're on day 1614, so that is quite a bit of time since the last accident. There's a very small chance that they exactly want to cross this at the same time, and because there's no rail signals, they'll just go. There's no blocks, they don't wait for each other, they just go. And usually it has been 3 times this train which got flattened, so yeah. But yeah, then it's time for the starter base to go. We will just delete everything, and we will paste that blueprint we just got on top of the former starter base. We already lined it out a little bit. It's gonna look something like this. So we're gonna keep the old launch facility. The starter base is gonna go. We're gonna put it right on our starting area next to Ben the Fish, next to the old launching facility. I don't know exactly which fish is Ben the Fish, but he's in here somewhere. Got quite a lucky roll on my starter lake. The amount of fish you spawn with is random, and no game files were altered in this save. This is purely vanilla. Nothing has been done here, so don't worry about that. Right, so that is part 2 of the plan. Move the base out here. That's going to be a lot of moving. We've got tons and tons of full chests which need to move out of the way. We gotta find somewhere to store all of that. Or we gotta blow some big rockets on the base, but the problem is we still need some of the stuff to build the actual launch facility. Like these 98 rocket silos, which are sitting in these 2 chests. So yeah, I think we just gotta move it out with the logistics bots we have, not too far out. And then we gotta connect everything. So as far as sign specs go, we've got red signs, green signs and blue signs ready. We just need to make a train, we just need to make the train and then just a loading station to pick up that signs. That is all fully done, fully connected. Purple signs is connected as well, as we already saw. Everything is connected, the rails, 28 belts. Purple signs is coming out. Yellow signs is not connected yet because the only dedicated build we have for yellow signs is the robot frames, which are built over here. So we also need to connect that yet still. I think we still need to find some oil and water for that. Then we can connect that to yellow signs, and then we have these giant builds of blue chips, which is fed by massive buses of copper and iron. Coming out 60, consuming 60 belts of green chips into blue chips. That we have got to connect to in the right ratio to yellow signs, the rocket parts and the satellite. Same for low density structures, which is built over here with an even more massive array of copper from both sides. Look at this copper corner over here. That is a lot of belts. So yeah, those are still to puzzle out, but for now, yeah. And then move the starter base, put the launch facility on top, connect everything, and then just start launching stuff and finally start researching again. It's been a hot minute since we researched technology. About 30 hours ago is when we finally switched off research because we reached our goals for the 10,000 signs per minute base. I got a little bit of a high pitch in my voice today, like my throat is a little bit messy. Alright, so I guess let's get started with Act 1. I'll just load the game because I've been doing a bunch of copy pasting. Act 1 is finish up the blueprint and make the very last production build in the game that we need. The rocket control unit. Hey Obsolete. Hey, RCU's very nostalgic indeed. We've done a lot of nostalgic things. The satellite parts, the solar panels, the radars and the accumulators. We did the stream before that for the satellites, etc, etc. And now the rocket control units. 2 steps which we don't need to worry about anymore. I probably gotta make some video about this split, or maybe not a video but like a short. This is how it should look in the real game. As you saw, I didn't choose the correct color palette to get the best visual effect, but the shape is a little bit different. Alright, so we gotta see the Roboport network, we gotta see the power network. And I guess we gotta get rid of some of those fake radars. We've got editor extensions mod installed, which gives us these radars which don't require power and give a massive line of sight, which is very nice. 2 of them. Okay, so we get rid of those. And then the area will go dark. And we can see what we actually need to radar up here still. We also gotta power everything. We've got some fake power stations everywhere basically. So let's see if I can find them. Usually I place them at the miners somewhere. Here is one. Here is one. There must be one here as well. There is one. Alright, so I guess first up the actual build. We only care about that it can be built by construction bots, not that it can actually be serviced by the logistics bots. So technically we could do something like this. It's a lot robots, but is that powered? It's not powered. Okay. That would give the bots another good entry place to charge up when they fly out, because this build is a little bit far off to the left side here. I think we'll just do that. And then we can basically we'll just do a substation line. I think I will take all the robots out here eventually, because we won't need them. Just to get rid of some of the map clutter. And this is a long line of assemblers. Kind of forgot how many there were in line again. Okay, we gotta connect the blue chips to here. That is not going to be part of the actual blueprint. We got some more of those in here. It looks like we gonna need roboports on both sides, I suppose. That could be something like that. That is powered by substations. Can we do something over here as well? Okay, that is powered as well. Let's just place one of those power things here. Let's get off of the map view. Where am I? I'm here. Then we can have some audible feedback as well when we place things. Alright, so that is connected. Power is connected between this. We gotta connect power to the right eventually. I suppose to connect this to the Roboport network, we may as well just continue this. Less the belts. Alright, that's the Roboport network connected, and power is actually connected now to the main grid. So we can get rid of the fake power again. It is so hard to not do this from the map view. Alright, that can connect to oil. Oil is too large, so we gotta have some extra roboports in there. We cannot on this. We can. So I usually leave a roboport of space. It's a good habit. Leave one roboport of space, 4 tiles between all your builds. You will always be able to fit in some roboport networks. Alright, that is that connected to oil. So now the bots can even they don't need to follow the orange line. It needs to be connected by orange, but they will just fly to whatever is connected. So I think this is not too large of a distance for the bots to get stuck. So around this area they will start spreading out. The ones which build here follow the bottom roboport line, the ones which build the rest will probably spread out over here. So we don't need this super high density of charging all the way through the build. We do need to make sure all the belts are fully covered as well. Again, I am in map view. Alright. Another redundant connection. Okay, that connects. That is now not a loop. We still need actual copper wires to do this. Alright. That covers most of it. Now we just need some roboports along. Again, not from map view, go there with the cursor. And we're gonna do on both sides roboports. Right, then these pipes are not covered. Okay, that solves that. So all of that is now covered. We still have these belt areas to cover. For the rest, it looks like everything is covered. We just need to connect power and put down some radars, I suppose. What is this belt doing here? That's probably a misplacement. Okay, that connects power and the roboport network to copper. So it's connected a bit weird. The orange area is only connected through this. I guess that's fine. We can place the roboports and the power network ourselves again with the spider. So everything can be assigned to the bots at once. This is too large of a copper gap to span like that. I suppose we could go up here. Make that look nice. Then we go off to the left in the same way. Let's go over there again. I probably should switch on the minimap for now. Oh, that's not connected. This is one tile too far. Okay, then we'll find a different solution. Okay, that'll do. Now we just gotta connect the Roboport networks. Don't want to have roboports here really. See if I can do it some other way. I think that's good enough. Alright, so that connects everything up to there. Suppose this is also a leftover, these beacons. Then all that we have to do is connect the last iron mine, and that should be everything. Okay, that does it. These signals are there to let us know if a miner has run out. It also happens when the miner starts up. Basically what's going on is we've got like 16 belts out of here, but we are mining 18 belts, and one of the belts is not moving. That belt is just there to feed into the other ones if a miner runs out or something. So this belt should never be moving if everything is alright. So we measure this belt with pulse. So at any time if this sends a signal that something is moving, then this alarm pole will go off that something is not zero, and then it will tell us that a miner has run out. For instance, let's say this one runs out. Now this belt will start moving and we get the signal, and if we click there we go to here, that this thing is that a miner has run out, and now the backup miners are working. So that means if something goes wrong at any one time, we won't immediately lose production. We have a little bit of backup built into everything really. Right, so that's the Roboport network. Then what is left to do is the radars. That's the easiest part. Alright, this build is so large that even 2 radar networks don't quite cover it, so we need something in the middle as well. Do we even have a middle? How many bells is this? 24 bells of green chips. So 12. And this should be the middle. Oh, there we can see it go actually. Look at the sea of green chips coming in. It's actually switching on now. I didn't even think about that. It is the giant iron and copper mixer. That feeds out all the green chips. Looks like the red chips are already coming out as well. Coal into plastics. Plastics and green chips and copper for copper cable. We've got our 5 to 7 splitter here. One of the only times we use an actual weird splitter, just for the fun of it. Because it turns out we need exactly 10 belts of copper to turn into exactly 14 double belts of copper cable. With the 40% productivity bonus. So we opted to use a 5 to 7 splitter. Normally I like to go with a little bit of overproduction. I didn't do it here because this already is a little bit of overproduction in the red chips. So I can afford to not overproduce copper, but produce the exact amount, because should we miss like a single tick of production, nothing will go wrong because we have overproduction in the red chips themselves. Okay, that goes down to here. Meets up. And a very Christmassy, an upside down sort of Christmas tree. You can, with a lot of imagination, you can feel that. We've got our triple belt weaving here, also to celebrate the Christmas, I suppose. With a nice red and yellow and blue is green, kind of. Green chips on the, I don't know, it's a lot of colors. Very colorful. Out come the speed modules. And those will meet up with the blue chips, which we are now spawning in, but which will eventually be produced up here. We just need to connect the appropriate amount of output belts to rocket control units. We've got 60 output belts. If I remember correct, 28 of those need to go to rocket control units. 6 to satellites, that leaves 26 for yellow signs. We gotta check those numbers once we have it actually built and stuff. Okay, this should not be connected. And neither should this. No, it doesn't quite help. We need something in here. As always the case, it only fits on one side. This is also definitely not going to fit into a single radar view. Suppose we can just do it up here. I guess roughly in the middle one. And one at the end. Okay, that lights up that. Miners have radars integrated already. We want to get rid of these dark chunks as well, so we should place something up here. Actually, it needs to be in this chunk if we want to cover that from that side. I guess we'll just lead a sneaky power line out here. Really, one tile short, huh? Actually, no, that's fine. We can do it like this. Alright, that's connected. It is in this chunk. It matters where the center tile is. The center tile is in the correct chunk. Okay, that kinda is everything. Maybe under the green chips there still can be something. There already is something. Oh, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's done. I think we're done. Nice. Then it is blueprint time. We want to make a blueprint which has everything in it and a little bit of the existing world. I'm doing it in editor mode, but it's a copy of my actual world, so I can we can design these builds in relation to the resources we have on the actual map. That kind of matters from which side you design the inputs and outputs, which is a significant part of the design work. Making sure the inputs and the outputs go the most logical ways to connect everything to each other. For instance, well, low density structures is a great example where we take copper in from the top because that is where our 4 copper patches are. The 4 super large copper patches which produce like 80 belts of copper or something. 84, I think 84 belts of copper in total. Twice 42. And then the steel is coming in from the bottom because of iron patches right here. And then plastics is coming in from the bottom as well. And then we take the low density structures out of the bottom as well because they need to go down. That is why we are designing this in a copy of the actual world instead of in like lab mode. Because lab mode is great for smaller designs, but if it matters where the resources are because of the unwieldiness of these giant belt bosses, it kinda matters how you orient everything related to the ore patches and to each other. Right, let's make a final save then, because we're gonna do a bunch of Control-Z. RCU blueprint time. Before we do that, we will do one more Control-Z of that. So basically, let's do a couple smaller ones. One. Even the deconstruction command already takes forever. Hello? Alright, it's gone, it's just not updated yet. Number 2. Alright, that went faster. Okay, that's the update. I will Control-Z everything back into place. 3 Control-Z's. This is number 2. I already pressed it. Oh. Come on. There it is, it's coming back. And number 3. Pressed as well. It may take like 10 or 20 seconds. Given how long it took to deconstruct it. I Control-Z, because we're in editor mode, it's a very easy way to actually empty everything out and just to see everything start up from the get-go. And then you can verify if everything works correctly very easy. So here comes half of the copper. The other half is gonna come from, oh, this is the way back of the copper. So this is half of the copper for green chips. No, it is all of the copper. Oh yeah, I'm doing this weird thing where I take 2 belts of ore, split them into 3, and then it's exactly enough to feed 3 belts of compressed 3 belts of green chips with 2 belts of copper ore and 2 belts of iron ore. It doesn't work if you use plates, split 2 and 3, but if you split the ore, the extra productivity step of the furnaces makes up for the deficit just enough. Right, so I guess we'll watch this inter-cross if I can get the correct zoom level. Perfect song for the background. First Light. I know all of the songs by name because of the editing process. I use music very conscious in my videos. And all of the tracks in Factorio 1.0 actually have titles like First Light, Beyond Factory, Outskirts, etc, etc. It's going to be a lot harder for Space Age because not only are there more tracks, but they're also just named Vulcanus 1, Vulcanus 2, Vulcanus 3. So weird. It's so weird to me to put so much effort in the music. It's really like, I mean, it's like the quality of like movie scores, man, the soundtrack of Factorio 2.0. And then they have titles like Vulcanus 1, Vulcanus 2. No man, they should have epic titles as well. But yeah, unfortunately that's not the case. I should put it in ideas and suggestions for the thread. Oh, I've rambled too much and I've missed all of this command line. Okay, copper is coming in. I suppose. Okay, copper cable is already everywhere at the back. So we'll just watch the green chips go in and then the red chips come out. This is too flickery. I'll try to speed up the game, but yeah, no. I can give the command for game speed too, but game speed says we are at 0.9 and that's all you're gonna get. It's because we're zoomed out way beyond what we normally can zoom out. Right, here starts the belt of red chips. I haven't made a single byte direct myself yet, so I have no idea how to do that the best way. I'm not sure, but maybe it's possible to make legendary capture rockets and then you will make a legendary biter spawner. Something like that. But you can produce biters, you can like custom build biter spawners as well, right? If you unlock the last technologies in Space Age. Yeah, I haven't gotten beyond what I did on stream yet. I haven't really played a lot of Space Age off stream, less some tinkering around in editor mode and with some designs and stuff. Getting some ideas for a new playthrough, a new challenge run. I've already got something brewing, and I already learned if after the belt weaving monstrosity and the infinite storage exploit, I already learned a couple new tricks which probably were not existing before, or which at least I don't recall having ever seen before. So yeah, I'm not gonna speak just yet, but we'll see how that goes. Alright, this part is working. About this I'm positive, so that means everything is working. That goes into rocket control units together with the blue chips. And this comes out at 3 bells of rocket control units. Right. Then it's actually time to make the blueprint. It does not really matter if I copy stuff that is on here. I could like copy the bottom row of beacons of the blue chip build. Need to go to about this distance. Go a little bit further. That's a large blueprint. Alright. That is the final time we will ever have to worry about these effing things. The rocket control units. I will not miss them. You will not miss them. Nobody will miss them. I also not will miss making accumulators and solar panels for the satellites. That was the most annoying part. So I think we're done. We'll save once more. And it is finally time to load the actual save game. The one where we haven't issued any command. Thank you, restart button, you're very useful. The one where we haven't used any commands. 187 hours. This was how many hours ago? 5 hours ago. 5 hours to design the rocket control unit. Despite us already having the despite us already having the blue chips done, man, such a pain, those things. Satellites are also removed, yeah. That was kind of a surprise. But yeah, in Space Age you make actual space signs in space. Actually, I don't actually know if the satellites have been removed from Factorio 2.0's base game without Space Age. Because there you still launch rockets, I suppose, to get infinite signs. They did take the rocket control units out of there, I think. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure actually. Maybe satellites are still in 2.0 without Space Age, but not sure. I actually haven't fired up Factorio without Space Age. Here we've got our radars. This is our build for radars for satellites for 10,000 signs per minute. A single assembler. A single gear assembler, a single green chip setup, a single copper furnaces for green chips. That is radars. Then here we've got solar panels and accumulators, which is quite a bit bigger. All that matters not though. What matters is I need to get back to the base. It's gonna take a while. I have logistics on, so I should probably briefly cross here before I walk into the Roboport network, so the logistics bots don't go ham. Meanwhile, we can make a copy of this blueprint. And here we only keep the power network and the Roboports. So power, Roboports, more power, radars, very important. There's still some fake power in there. That's okay, we'll find that eventually. That's all that needs to be in there. That gives us full vision and full Roboport coverage. So this is what we need to take. If we take this on us, we definitely have enough to place the entire power network before we unleash the bots. So let's say 1200 of those, 500 Roboports, 400 substations, a stack of radars, 2 stacks of let's put both of those on there. 2 stacks of what's it called, big power poles. Ambitious goal to launch rockets today. I was thinking about it, how much time would I need to do this? It is really hard to say. With the designing, I usually have an idea of how much time it's going to take me. At least it usually takes about 50% more time than I think it does, even after I factor in that it takes 50% longer than I think it does. So yeah, but this is hard to say. We probably should maybe stop making module trees and stop making solar panels and stuff. But yeah, we're going to do that in an official celebratory style instead of randomly. I'm going to switch off my stuff and I'm just going to throw everything in the trash. Easiest way to reset my inventory to the appropriate stuff. Alright. I forgot about the beacons. Alright, 2 stacks of big power poles, 400 substations. I think I can just carry everything myself. I don't need to take my spider team. I can just request like 1200 of those real quick. $340. Let's take 1 extra stack. Do I have a stack of raiders? I always forget about those. I don't think they're even in the requester list at all. Okay, and then 500 robots. I cannot carry those, but Spider can. Alright. That's everything we need to build the power network. Here comes our very normal train, unloading the solar panels and accumulators. This train has literally brought in every single last solar panel and accumulator which we used to build this solar array over here. I mean, this is the size of my blue chip build. This thing is my blue chip build, and this is the solar array. It is just impossibly big. It is unfathomably big. Alright, then we'll restart the long walk. I guess we will walk. Yeah, let's walk past the network over here. We need to go somewhere over there. And meanwhile, we will I don't think I should connect the robot network. This is cut off a bit high, but I think it's okay. I think we can manage. So we just gotta put the robots back into place. The base bots can do that. There's no bots in this leg of the network. Okay, so this is entirely disconnected. The Roboport network disconnects here and here. So my bots cannot get lost in over there. They can only travel along this line. Oh no, wait, I should not do this just yet. Because then I first need to place the power lines and everything myself. So the base bots don't get tasked to do that, and I'll be waiting forever for stuff to connect. Alright, we can maybe think about how we are going to get the base out of here. We've got a lot of we've got a lot of chests in here. Let's make a blueprint of the actual base just to see how many chests of things we will need to move. I guess this area, whatever is in here, will need to move. Just 800. Okay, this is not a blueprint to place, this is just to get an idea of how many chests of stuff we actually have in the base. If we assume that every single chest is filled to the brim, and most of them are, we are going to need like 2000 chests or so. Chests of stuff. And I'm not going to organize it, I'm just going to make like 2000 storage chests or so and let the bots deal with it. Alright, meanwhile I have arrived though, but we should keep in mind we need roughly 2000 chests to store base. We just gotta find somewhere to place them. Alright. We have completed the walk of walks. It's gonna be fairly tricky, I suppose, to place this on the top now. I think this is the correct... This looks like it's correct. Alright, so now we can place the entire power network ourselves. The entire power and robot network. Alright, and now it's even connected to power. 16 gigawatts at the moment with an idle base, mostly idle. Basically 16 gigawatts of 16 gigawatts of beacons, I suppose. I have too many robots in here, man. My construction area is so large that the bots just run out of juice if they need to fly all the way out. But it's nice to be able to do this kind of things. I really like the changes to construction bots in Factorio 2.0, just by default giving them twice the range to fly. That is very nice. It makes for some pretty awesome bot patterns when you issue big construction and deconstruction orders. Something I can watch for hours. I'm not really keeping up with chat very well. Sorry about that. Bitrate dropped. Okay, I haven't dropped any frames just yet, so at least that is okay. Ah yeah, but the bitrate is quite horrendous. It's jumping up and down all the time. That's just how it is, I suppose. I cannot really change much about it. It is just It's not a problem you can solve by just throwing more money at it. It's just a problem of this area. Alright, that's the remaining roboports. I suppose I should probably walk another loop. We'll have those things in there. Yeah, the amazing bot patterns don't work too well when the bitrate is low. That is definitely true. Ah yeah, space exploration has the robot attrition mod, which makes bots crash if you have too many of them. That's okay. The only thing you need to do in addition to other things is automate bots and just insert new bots automatically with a wire condition that the robot network should contain that many bots, and that's all. Alright. Just double check we did everything. I think we need to place more roboports still. Maybe not. Those were probably all part of the roboport highway. Yeah, we should actually, because there's a roboport network now, we should get this notification if anything is missing. Yeah, it's Hofstadter's law, yeah. Hofstadter's law is pretty awesome. It's better not to know about Hofstadter's law. Facts are that if you don't know what Hofstadter's law is, it will be a lot easier to get things done, because you don't need to take into account Hofstadter's law. I suppose I should have connected this as well. Why isn't this connected actually? Am I taking this oil? Oh, I might be taking this oil, but no, I'm not, because well, the bot network is connected. I guess it's fine. There is power. Check out the power network once more. Yeah, we've got an idle base, mostly idle. I mean, the starter base is producing some base infrastructure, but that's it, no signs. We are producing modules though, modules and solar panels still. So the 1k signs per minute base is at half capacity. The chip area is just producing the Mark III modules. Even our lights are using like 300 megawatts. 81,000 lights using 300 something megawatts. Yeah, the starter base, the 1000 signs per minute base is still producing modules. I think this was the origin of making weird contraptions in terms of you know, you got players who built like a neat you got players who built like neat organized systems, and you got players who built like absolute spaghetti. And this is kind of a mix between the two. Like, this is like neat spaghetti. Some sort of things like this, things like my favorite splitter contraptions in the purple science area. These things are like, these are the like, this is not anymore really spaghetti, I suppose. But monstrosities like these, this is basically like mixing neat builds and the usual spaghetti in some sort of weird way, I suppose. Precision spaghetti. It's uncooked spaghetti, right? It's still fresh in the package, all nicely and neatly next to each other. Okay. think there's a gap here because there's a belt array going through. I think we will place one more radar maybe down here. There's a weird gap in the coverage there. The last roboport can be a radar instead. Right, then let's get out of the roboport network. We are ready to paste the actual blueprint. The actual blueprint has got like roughly 80 to 90,000 items in there. Suppose we should get rid of the infinity loaders because those don't exist. Those don't exist. The rest does exist. Now we can go to actual save 378, build the final build of RCUs. It's gonna take a while because it's very far from my base. Everything is very far from my base. That's fine. Where can I stand? Where the bots will fly nicely. I think we can stand over here. We should not zoom out too far. It's not gonna be anything built over here though. How is it gonna look? Roughly something like this. So I probably want to be standing, maybe I want to be standing over here. You can theoretically stand in the middle of the oil field. There is no logistics coverage there, so the bots won't try to take stuff or bring me stuff. Will eventually look like this. So we will see this build and some part of this build as well. Are we mining this iron? We are not. Yeah, I think we'll just stand over here in the middle of the oil build. Right. See if we can place it. The center happens to be where I'm standing. Oh, this is like not a lot of frames. Okay, I think this is it. It is aligned correctly. Alright, and I forgot to actually connect the bot network, so let's do that now. Okay, let's see. No tags. Bots are on. This can be off. This can be off. Oh, I did it in the wrong order. Okay, I have to delete this again because now the game is cycling through all of these things. And it's not noticing that it also needs to place these robots here. So we gotta do this first. Okay, now the bots will react. Yeah, there they come. And once that happens, bots will start to go crazy in the base. As soon as the robots are placed, there's gonna be a giant swarm of bots picking up stuff and getting out of there. No, there's not, because I didn't place the blueprint. Come on, yeah, no. Okay, that's it. Whoa. Okay, they're still placing the robot. That's cool. That means we will see the bot explosion happen live. Where are they? I think they are just flying in from the north a bit. They were stored up higher in the robot network, in the highway. Okay, we'll zoom out a bit. Why is everybody flying up? Strange. Ah, this is not connected. Oh god. Ah, this part of the... I'm missing the connection here. How is that possible? I think we'll just fix that. We won't reload. We just fix it like so. I think there's supposed to be another one out here. And now the bots will start flying out. There we go. That was what I was trying to catch. Most of them will be carrying belts. Belts is by far the most common element in all of the blueprints. I'll try to make a blueprint of the entire base once this is built and just see just how many belts we have in total. I think we're gonna be having like 500,000 belts placed for sure. Alright. So here you can clearly see the laddering effect of the bots. So they just fly out to the closest roboport, and that is why it's important to not have places where robots can get stuck. For instance, if I just would place robots like here, they all would get stuck over here, just fly back and forth. Because it's Factorio 1.0. I think in Factorio 2.0 they will just fly forward very slowly, but they will make it eventually. Yeah, this is a lot of bots here. The start of the roboport highway has some extra roboports. If you do anything with quality, bots is definitely a good thing to quality up, I feel, in Factorio 2.0. Just to make them a lot more wieldy. Alright, once we get to the slanted area of the roboport highway, they're going to be charging up much better. But they're going to be not charging up better, they're going to be flying out much better. You can see they just make it a single screen to the left and then they go back for a charge. Whereas here they just really fly out. And they just go charge to the, basically very close by in the flight path. This is how it looks like on the map from very far away. It's basically a lightning of robots coming in. Yeah, this is going to be an issue for the way back though. This zigzagging is that's why I built a lot of robots here. The zigzagging is going to be going on for a while. Why are there logistics bots here? I know those are construction bots. They just look white on the purple background. Oh, that's interesting. As soon as they fly off, they're yellow again. Okay, weird. I just wish it was possible just to click one construction bot and then just have the camera center on that bot for its entire flight path. That would be very cool. I cannot really do it myself very well. No, yeah, you need a mod for that, if that's possible at all. Right, stuff is starting to come in, so let's zoom out here. See if we can see something. Looks like most of the bots are actually flying somewhere up here. So let's go somewhere else. Normally the first batch of bots gets assigned to... this is actually a pretty nice view, I suppose. I think we're not going to be standing around here for the bots to build all this. We're going to start doing something else because it's going to take way too much time. I guess one of the first things that's going to happen is the bots are going to be picking empty this tree field. So let's watch the trees disappear at least. Yeah, the storage chests for storing the base, if I make sure I have a lot more storage chests than I have chests to fill. The bots will only store one item per chest, so it won't be an absolute mess. But still, it won't be organized in groups or something. I may move the wood out there like that. Like things which we have a lot of like wood or belts. Maybe I'll do those. Miss Nick probably already saw that I deleted a robot to place a radar. Is the build still connected? I think in that space it was. It just was not connected in the space where where it and on the copper mine, which I supposed was connected. But I think I just added 2 extra miners in there, which separated those northern and southern robots by just enough to have them not be connected. And mess up my great cinematic moment in the end. Yeah, I don't know if you saw, probably if you watch my Twitch, you will have seen my YouTube video about the belt weaving. But in there were some really scenic bot deconstruction waves. Really very nice how that very satisfactory how the bots deconstruct everything in a giant, all assimilating wave of power. It's really, really very nice. If you want to make a cinematic shot here, you have to plan it out. You have to put the roboports close by, and the build cannot be too large. You have to put the bots in there. And if the bots fly further out, then like this diagonal is already too far for the bots to fly in one go in Factorio 1.0. So yeah, it is just not very... You cannot really do it on such a large scale. So that's really nice. That's my favorite pasta. I think I like fusilli the most. The twister shapes. I've got a beard, so long spaghetti always flops sauce around everywhere. It's not really comfortable. The fusilli quite hits the spot where it is still like sizable, but it doesn't have those giant centers of dough which cook less fast than the other ones, etc. Not the shape, the sauce. I know I like pasta with tomato sauce really. And cheese on top. Okay, the rest of the cheese might actually just stay in there. Yeah, those are not marked for deconstruction, those just fit in there. Apparently. They are not in the way. Somehow they are not in the way. I don't know how they are not in the way. This tree is literally standing on my belt. The belt got placed under its roots or something. You know what, we may just leave one build up like this with the trees in there. Normally I clear them out, but let's have one build where as many trees survive as possible. Especially these trees are, because they are quite massive and quite colorful. They won't be for long. They are gonna go grey and looking very sad very soon after we switch this all on. Speaking of switching it all on, I probably should make sure it doesn't switch all on. Yeah, we can cut this out right here. We can cut this out right here. And now we have 40 really sad bots who had almost arrived with a belt and now got their order cancelled and need to fly all the way back to the base with their belt. Yeah, this is not great, huh? It even looks more dramatic like so. But they will get the job done eventually. It's gonna take them a bit of time to zigzag this distance back to the right here. But nothing we need to worry about right now. Right. I suppose let's just walk through the build a bit, see what's already done. Looks like the bots got calculated in. This was all not ready. The robot network was not ready after placing the blueprint, and it was ready at this very moment. And from here on out everything gets placed. And now the bots will just scatter place the rest of it. Right, is there anything else we need to cut? We cut iron, copper and copper. Suppose oil can start. Maybe coal. We can cut coal for the plastics. And the rest is automatically cut, I suppose. Alright. We are gonna be out of here, I suppose. Alright, that completes phase 1 of the plan. Phase 1 was build the final build. We do not need to worry about that anymore, because the bots are already doing it for us now. Okay, perhaps I should be walking roughly where the bots are flying. Bots even outspeed the spider, even with the 5 legs. I guess this, I didn't really test this yet, but I think in Factorio 2.0 the spider can get ridiculously fast, right? I mean, you can upgrade the grid size, you have legendary legs, it should be way faster than this. This is the maximum speed we can do at the moment. And then they nerfed the personal laser defense. They really went out of the way to nerf personal laser defense and to make artillery just about the only viable option to use at scale. But what I want to say is, having a high speed is way more OP than having the powerful laser defenses in there. Because if you can put like the equivalent of 10 to 20 standard legs in a spider, it's just going to be so fast, nothing can even hit you. And even if you get slowed down by Behemoth Worm and Behemoth Spitter Acid, you're still gonna outrun even Behemoth Biters, so there is no danger whatsoever. It just will take forever to get done. I noticed that in Warptorio, where you got the upgrade for the Warp Spider, the upgrade for the Spidertron, the Warp Strider, that thing is also ridiculously fast, and where in the Ultimate Death World Challenge I had to call in like 2 or 3 backup spiders to help me take out the nest. The Warp Spider could take out the biggest nest by itself easily. And that was not because the personal laser defense was OP. That was purely because of the super increased speed of the Warp Strider. So weird space to weird thing to nerf, if you ask me. Ten by 6 grid. What do we have here? Yeah, 10 by 6, right? So this is standard. That's gonna be much bigger. And then the quality legs are like 2.5 times as good a pop. Alright, I'll do the get up and stretch thing. What mod shows biter time? I have Evo Gi mod. Evo Gi. It's not updated for 2.0, but you can download Stats Gi from Raycard, one of the Factorio devs. And that basically does the same thing, but displays it in the same font as the UPS counter. Okay, let's watch something get built then, while I get up and stretch things. I think the bots are not really building this area just yet. I cannot zoom out more. Easy Rexen. Of course, you just arrived. That's why the get up and stretch got redeemed immediately. Legendary 15 by 11. 15 by... That you can fit like how many legs in there? Legs are like 4 by 2. You can use 12 by 8. It's like... That's like a lot of legs. That is a lot of legs. And legendary legs in there. Man, it's... I have to try it out, man. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah, bots are quite fast. I don't know what we got, like bot speed 15 or 16 or so. Something like that. quality SMG submachine gun. Spaghetti with cheese matches your playstyle. Oh hey, Decilia, if you are watching the Ultimate Death Roll Challenge, the one which is uploaded in episodes, you can find the supercut instead. It has a lot less ad breaks and it is edited together seamlessly. So you don't have the overlaps, the recaps and all that stuff. It's called, I think something like, it has the 1000 days clickbaity thumbnail thing. I think it's called I survived 1000 days on the Ultimate Death Roll Challenge or something to that regard. That is the same, basically the same series, but in a supercut version. 12 hours of it in 2 videos because it doesn't fit in 1 video for YouTube. Alright, are you on both? That is efficient viewing both on YouTube and on Twitch at the same time. Okay, that is enough stretching for now. Same for Laboratorio, it makes for a much better viewing experience than watching the episodes. "14 legs for legendary spiders, and every set of legs is... If every set of legs is legendary as well, that is 2.5 times the speed, I suppose. I think that scales normal. So then we are up to 35 legs in a spider. And now we have 5. That is 7 times the speed boost that we currently have. So currently we've got 150% movement bonus. So like 250% movement speed in total. So you will have 750% movement speed bonus. That's for 850% in total. So the spider is basically like 3.5 times as fast compared to vanilla. If you got the legendary spider with legendary legs, you don't even need shields or anything. Just some batteries. Yeah, between 3 and 4 times as fast as they can be now, which is insane. Alright, so the bots keep doing this. Meanwhile, we need to do something else. I think it is time to just switch off some parts of the base in preparation of switching everything on, because we gotta delete the base, but we cannot really delete the base when there are still like trains coming in, bringing stuff here and whatnot. This rail line is going to stay. The 1000 signs per minute rail line is going to stay. I think the reactor here has got to go. We got a landfill in a little bit of the lake, which is annoying. Perhaps we gotta take all the fish out of the lake. We've got 100,000 fish in here. Yeah, 100,000. We've got to landfill a little bit because the beacons are gonna come to out here. So we have to landfill just this little strip over here. And of course we don't want to despawn any fish by doing so. We gotta get rid of the umbrella. I guess the umbrella can stay. Spidertron DJ, who refuses to DJ, can stay. And the nuclear reactor, technically we can just cut off a little bit, but I suppose we're just gonna deconstruct it because we're gonna try to save as much UPS as we can when we switch on the actual base. So we've been watching this for the entire game now. Pretty nice. 100 like the maximum temperature, heat pipes, the circling stuff looks nice in the night, but yeah, it's time to get rid of it, I suppose. How I'm a little bit sad. I like this base. But yeah, it was me who decided to build it on top of my old base, so I suppose that is just how it's gonna go. So technically I could give the logistics bots the task to bring the stuff from the chests away already. They won't really interfere too much with the construction bots, who are mostly charging on these robots. Logistics can charge on these robots, I suppose. But where am I gonna store everything? And this is the northernmost line. So everything is gonna stay, let's say, under this central rail line over here. Just paste some of that down. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll just put a whole bunch of chests down. Okay, that will connect. Yeah, the bots are taking their toll on UPS, especially when I zoom out too far. Mostly when I zoom out too far, really. Alright, that connects like that now. Okay, do I want to keep this? I'm probably gonna just deconstruct the entire starter base to make space for this. Everything is gonna launch upwards. Do I want to launch over the chests of my old base? That may be a little bit, maybe pretty scenic. Let's get that rocket silo blueprint on the bar. Not really ready to go as is, because this is basically, I did like a 10k signs per minute playthrough offline like years ago. It didn't really work. It was not a it didn't quite reach 10k. There were some problems with the base, but I did spend a lot of time designing this blueprint, so I kind of want to use it in my actual online playthrough. So this is one of the things this is one of the only things which we did not design in this save itself. The problem is though, it has rail signals, and we are playing without those things. So I probably, instead of overwriting that, I just want to make a copy of that. And I'll just mark this one as a rail signal. So that one has rail signals, but this one won't have rail signals. Here we can delete them, because rail signals are illegal. No chain signals, I think. And I probably also want to get rid of the Roboport network around it. I remember I did that. There's a Roboport network inside to distribute the sign specs, and the Roboport network outside is lined up exactly so that it does not interact with the Roboport network on the inside. So that keeps the bot networks separated. I'm gonna need another copy of this. One without all the chests which can request stuff. Or without the chests in general, I suppose. Or the bots will try starting to bring stuff in there. So let's make one more copy. No chests. will have to place the chests myself after the entire blueprint is placed and the bot network has been deleted. So no requesters, no buffers. Those can go, those cannot take items, they can only distribute items. Yeah, I guess those have to go as well. Right, and then I do want to get rid of the entire robot network around it. Okay, let's also put that one on the bar. Maybe I should just put the 10k SPM book on there somewhere as well. Okay, I deleted them from my copy now. So that's good. I copied this blueprint before because now I don't have a blueprint with the chests except for the original one. Let's put them up here because I'm scrolling down all the time. Okay, so this one still has the chests. Okay, can I paste this in an area where the bots don't have access? I think I can. Alright. And for now I will just delete the entire surrounding. Will I actually? Maybe I won't. Because I can use this to build the thing. Yeah, okay, let's keep it. Okay, how is this gonna look? Where is the center gonna be, roughly speaking? The center is gonna be... There's not really a center, it has like 3 parts of it. I guess the most centery thing is gonna be actually on the middle of these 2 roboports. So on the right side of the roboport highway. It would be kinda cool to launch. Here's the beacons. Yes, this is the top. This is the very, very top. I do want to keep a little bit of space. Okay, that is how it's gonna fit. Given that the top line with the roboports, the green dots you see on the left-ish top of the screen, that is how close roboports can be without interfering with the network. So I guess these can stay, but these will have to go. So exactly where I'm standing. These have to go, this can stay. So I suppose we will just start using storage chests from this point on. And this is going to be the center of the build. Is it though? It's not really, but we can. It kind of is symmetric to something at least. So let's see, what does it take? This is the current layout of the bot highway. How many storage chests can we fit in there? Alright, so this is 100. We need roughly 2000. Two, three, 4. That's 450. So this would be 900 chests already. I think we can just go like one wide. Maybe that's optimistic. Okay, this is the widest it can be. If this is the edge of the network. How many chests is this? Only 742. Okay, I'm quite off in my calculations apparently. I think if we just force place the entirety of the thing full, we may actually get there. This is about 2000 chests, which is the amount we are aiming for. Alright, if we make it 4 chests higher, it's going to be a perfect square. So if we rotate this, the chests stay the same. It's a perfect square of chests. And there is 1 tile of space left over. 2,500 chests. I think we're gonna go all the way around though. $2.7k, so that should be enough. This is going to be our base. Looks like the bots are getting there. Still a lot of belts to place. We got some iron on the belt. The first belt is coming out. Oh, copper is already smelted. Oh, something is off. Oh, I know what is off. There is no stone here. This is items on ground, which furnaces have picked up. Oh god. Yeah, I forgot about that feature. If you destroy a rock here, stone drops on the ground. That ends up on belts if you don't deconstruct all items from the ground, which I did not do. I forgot about that because I've already played Factorio 2.0 and rocks pooping stone all over the floor has already been erased from memory. That annoyance. Whoops. But there's definitely bricks on there. That means there could be furnaces which have stone in them, so I either have to check all of them or I have to I have a blueprint for that as well. It's this thing. I have to check all of them, or I have to deconstruct and reconstruct the furnaces. The problem is they're already full with 100 copper plates each, so that is fairly annoying. Let's do this now. All items on ground. Rocks, trees. Not rocks and trees, but the dead trees. Oh yeah, that is properly annoying. Oh, it looks like we got a small area which is not covered by robots. Can I just put that on somewhere where there is already power? Yeah, I can if I put a robot here. That will eventually be covered. So this blueprint targets stuff on ground, fish, all the rocks, and all the ugly looking dead trees. Not all trees and rocks, but most importantly item on ground. So I suppose we'll at least... Oh, this is properly annoying. The problem with stone is, if there's an odd amount of stone, it can end up with one stone in a furnace and the furnace gets gridlocked. I'll just check all of them in the mouse over on the right. Like this one, you see, there is like one piece of stone in there. You can see it here. And now it's forever gridlocked, it will never accept copper. It even has the stone brick signal on there. I guess we could look for that as well, but I suppose we would just wait for the bots to finish the build. So all of these requests are out of the way. But yeah, this stuff was what was going on. Oh, we already spotted that one. So we can just do this and put a new one into place. And that will get replaced. Oh god, we have to do that for all the furnaces then. Oh man. I suppose... Yeah, we have to do that for everything. Oh god. Okay, but this is not yet switched on, so this is fairly simple. We can basically look in alt mode, and if there is... they all should be blank. If there's a symbol on there... Oh, I gotta check this. If you insert a single stone in there... Oh no. It doesn't show. Yeah, you have to put 2 stone on there. Ah. Does also have to be powered. I know it does not have to be actually smelted, but there has to be 2 stone in there before the recipe shows. That is extremely annoying. Well, there is another 20 minutes added to my I mean, how many furnaces do I have in there? Can I just... No, I'm just going to look over. That's going to take forever, man. How many furnaces are in there? 600 furnaces times 100 items per furnace. That is over 60,000 items to take out of the furnaces. Yeah. That is the order of magnitude of of items of the entire field. I guess they would take it in batches of 4 though. The problem is it can also be on the belts. Well, we will see it on the belts. If something got placed on a belt, it should already be at the end of the belt here. Yeah, we'll just need to visually inspect this, I suppose, once it's all done. Yeah, so let's do it at the end, and not half now, because, yeah. Hey SDB, thanks for the 12th month subscription, man, a full year. Grand final, yeah, I'm hoping so, but so far we have just placed the rocket control units. We are working on deleting the entire base, at least making a plan for it. This is the plan. There's basically like 2,500 storage chests, which is going to be our base in a little bit of time. And we're gonna place that over where we are standing. So right here. That is where it's gonna be placed. That means we'll manually deconstruct part of the green chip build, I suppose. Yeah, I think it's time. Base is dead. Long live the base. Yeah, base in a big box shaped box. Game speed times 10. I can no longer. The base is too big. I should not be walking around because I have no legs. I'm accustomed to it was these 3, right? Let's just mark that one. Let's just take that one out so we have a visual. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So this has to go eventually. This can stay. Stop being transported, spiders. We'll just place a couple extra over here since we are taking some out over here. These 6 hoverports is going to be all that's going to be left from the base. We do need a place to store the bots as well. I suppose we'll just take them out eventually. Alright. I'm just gonna carry those, I'm gonna carry it myself. All those chests. I don't even know I have that many chests available. Maybe we need to make more. Oh no, we have enough, we have enough. Exactly though. Only barely enough chests. Right. I no longer need 1200 power lines, thank you very much. Clear everything again. And this time I only need the chests. 2800 should do. Alright. Right, looks like some of the base bots are available again. Not a lot of them. But there we go. Yeah, all of the bots are gonna be still on the way, looks like. Almost all of them. Missing material for construction, how is that possible? Okay, this whole port is disconnected by one tile. That is how that's possible. Alright, that's going to fix that. Okay, not my best prepared blueprint ever, I must say. Still though, it's still getting built. It's already almost done. Alright. End of the base. I'm not yet going to put this down. But now there's space for it at least. I don't want the stuff to get in here already. What do I? Maybe I'm just ready. Am I ready? Maybe I'm ready. I think it's time for the follower spiders to lose their special status. Just some regular spider dude. And just some regular color. And the spider dude is not gonna have anything in its inventory slots. We want it to be empty, as a matter of fact. I only have to do this once. Famous last words. Okay, logistics, nothing, 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 and nothing. Alright, now we just copy the settings, paste it on all the other, just some regular spider dudes. And now they no longer have anything. And I'm just gonna keep on throwing stuff in the trash slots now. And I also have to throw everything from these guys in the trash. Luckily, that goes very fast with the logistics bots here. Alright. Zip, zip, zip. Because now we no longer need these spiders to construct stuff for us. We now need to start deconstructing stuff. So it's out with the old, out with the new, and in with the old, to be precise. 4 empty spiders, and if I now look at my bar, all of them have the same remote, so that is not great. Okay, this was the leader, so I can connect that guy to me. Now we got 4 regular spiders following us, so we have some space to store some stuff. I guess let's place 2 chests down here. So we are actually going to build our super chest area. And I'll place my actual chests for that project in here. Time to decommission the trains. Not this one will stay. Basically this one. Now if I'm smart, I will try to carry as few stuff as possible back to the base. So if I just mark all the miners for deconstruction, I can do that more smart. So nice to have an inventory in map view so I can edit deconstruction planners from the map view without jumping back to where I was before. That kind of things. Not everything in Factorio Space Age is better. Alright, so the miners are deconstructed, they'll no longer mine, they are now idle. That will get rid of all the ore on the belt. Eventually that will get rid of most of the plates as well, and this will eventually stop working. So let's do that as well for here. And here. This is copper for modules. Our trusty Mark III module production, which has been built in our 2025. This machine finished over 20,000 Mark III modules. It has been running all of the time. Look at the count. 2334, 2343, 2344, 2334. Basically almost exactly equal. The inner ones got access to chips. The inner ones are both equal. 2345, 2345. And these got access to Mark 1 and Mark 2 modules and chips a little bit later. They're 10 behind. But it has been running all the time. Non-stop. I bet if we count up we can count how long this has been on. Let's say 20,000 products have been finished. It takes a minute to craft a module. Crafting speed 2.5, so this machine makes 2.5 modules per minute. And it has been on for 20,000 products. So if we divide 20,000 by 2.5, that is 8,000 minutes. 8,000 minutes. 6,000 minutes is 100 hours. So it has been on for like 133 hours non-stop. So that's around hour 50. That might be right. I think we did the nuclear reactor first, before this. Let's see. We're looking at 250 hour production graph of module 3 production. Well, the numbers don't quite make sense, but this is roughly 2/3 of the way to 10. So that's 100 and... Oh wait, we need to look at the production. Yeah, this is the base level of production, 5. So this is when we switched it on. Roughly, slightly more than half of the 250 hours. So yeah, indeed, roughly 133 hours then. It's about right. It has been running all the time, 5 modules per hour. These spikes are when the 1000 signs per minute base was helping to produce modules. So we first built this area to produce modules. Then we built the circuit section of the 1000 signs per minute base. Switched it on to make more modules. 25 per minute per type. So in total we had 60 per minute. Then we switched on the 1000 signs per minute base to do research, and then we were back to only this production for Mark III modules. for a good 50 hours or so, over 50 hours. And then we reached our research goals for the 10,000 signs per minute base, the base levels which we wanted to have, mining productivity 51, high bot speed, those kind of things. And then we switched over the 1000 signs per minute base again to more module production. And in total we have produced over 100,000 modules of each type. And over 100 modules of the efficiency tree. Basically all of those were used to make spidertrons. Efficiency module trees only get consumed to make spidertrons. That means we have made 57 spidertrons in this playthrough. Including the ones which are sitting unused in chat.